Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek Kumar Sinha, and in this video lecture I am going to discuss a very important concept, that is your work done by variable force. It is a very important concept and important topic in fact from IIT JEE point of view. Okay, why I'm saying this is very important, because basically when we study normally work done, so we discuss about and we study about the cases when we have the force is constant. Okay, in this video lecture I'll discuss the cases of your variable force. So the contents of my video lectures are, first of all, I'll discuss about the work done by a variable force, means what we understand from the variable force, and then I'll discuss about the graphical interpretation of work done by variable force. Then I'll discuss the mathematical interpretation of work done by variable force, and then I'll discuss few numerical examples depending upon this concept. Okay, so let's start with the concept. So first of all, let's define or try to understand what is a variable force basically. See, variable force are those forces, okay, which varies in magnitude and direction during the displacement of the body on which it acts. Then what is the meaning of actually this one? See, whenever you are having an object, okay, whenever you are having an object of mass m, and whenever you are applying a force F, let's say that F is equal to 2 Newton or 4 Newton. So these are the constant forces, means the magnitude and the direction of the force is not changing. Okay, not changing means, for example, if you have applied force of 2 Newton and body had displaced from this point to this point. Okay, so this is the displacement. So during this displacement, your magnitude of the force is not changing and the direction as well. So this type of forces are known as your constant force. But whenever you have a change in the magnitude, like force maybe 2 Newton for some displacement, and then 2.4 Newton for another part of the displacement, then 1.8 Newton for the another part of the displacement. So these type of forces whose magnitude is changing, in fact direction may also change. Okay, so these type of forces are known as your variable force. Now I'll take the few examples from our day-to-day life, like cycling, driving car, pulling bucket of water from the well, pushing a box. All these are the examples that I have given to you just now, are the examples of your work done by the variable force. Because see, when you take the example of cycling, so whenever you cycle, then it's the force that you apply is not constant throughout the journey. Okay, sometimes you apply more force on the pedal, sometimes you have to apply less force depending upon the terrain of the land. Okay, so the forces in which we have the change in the magnitude and the direction as well during the displacement of the body, those forces are termed as your variable force. Now I think the concept of, or the definition of the variable force is pretty much clear to all of you. Okay, now we'll move towards the next part, is your graphical interpretation of work done by variable force. Means how can we understand this thing graphically? Okay, so to understand this thing, I have taken a body, okay, which is moving in x direction only. Okay, a body which is moving in x direction, and the force is a function of x, means the force is a function of position of the body. Means, for example, if the body is here, okay, then the magnitude of force may be different. If the body is here, then the magnitude of force may be different. So in this way, the force has different values at different position of the body. Okay, that's why I have taken fx. Okay, force is a function. Okay, force is a function of the position. The example that I have given to you here, like force is 2 Newton, 2.4 Newton, 1.8 Newton. So it may be respect to the position of the body. For example, here your force maybe like 1.8 Newton. Okay, here your force may be like 1.9 Newton. In this way you can have the variable force. Okay, so now I will discuss about the graphical interpretation a bit in a more explanatory way. So in, for example, I have taken a random curve in f and x axis. Okay, random curve I have taken in fx coordinate. So this is the random curve and we have divided, okay, and we have divided the complete curve into small parts. Now you may have a question, what is the basis of this division of the graph? Because when I am saying that force is a variable quantity, then what is the basis of this division? So here I would like to mention that we divide the complete curve in small parts in such a way that in that particular duration the force can assume to be constant. Try to understand, force can be assumed to be constant, or we can consider the force to be constant in that very particular duration of the displacement, in very particular displacement. Okay, more precisely. So this is the basis of your division of this graph into smaller parts. And if you want more precise result, then you have to divide this curve in a more smaller intervals. We say it infinitesimally small intervals. Okay, so this is a graphical interpretation of your work done by a variable force. Now we'll move towards the next topic, that is your mathematical interpretation of work done by a variable force. So mathematically, now try to understand, this is also one of the important part, because graphically we have seen. Now what steps we can follow to analyze this thing. So after the division, okay, you can have any number of divisions. It depends upon an individual, and it also depends upon your accuracy level, that how much accurate you want the result. Okay, so here I have taken a division from x1 to x2. Okay, and in this small displacement from x1 to x2, that is equal to delta x1, I have taken the small work done is your delta w. Okay, the small work done is your delta w. So delta w is equal to f of x1 into delta x1. Now you may have a question here. You may ask a question ki why I have taken fx1, why I have not taken fx2. Okay, so the answer to this question is very simple, that see, your body is at position x1. Okay, now you are applying a force and then the body is moving from here to here. So basically you are applying a force on the body when it is at x1. You are not applying the force when the body is at x2. Due to the application of the force, or as you have applied the force, then the body has displaced from x1 to x2. Okay, that's why I have taken fx1 into delta x1. Okay, now when we want to find out the total work done, okay, when we want to find out the total work done, then we have to add all these divisions or all the small work done that we have calculated, and then we have to do a simple algebraic addition, that we can do. Okay, and then we need to add a summation sign. We need to add a summation sign for the purpose of calculation of your work done, complete work done. And I is equal to 1 to n. As I told you that it depends upon the individual, that what number of division a person selects to divide the complete curve. Okay, this is the thing. Now as I told you that more accuracy of the results can be obtained by making these intervals infinitesimally smaller. If you want more accurate result, then you need to divide this division in a more, you can say, infinitesimally small parts. As you can compare from this division, okay, and you can compare this division. So these divisions are much smaller as compared to previous one. So we have divided this division in such a way that now delta x is tending to 0. And whenever the division or delta x tends to 0, then we can transform this curve, okay, or transform this mathematical equation into the integral form. Okay, this into the integral form, that is your xa to xb fx dx. Okay, from here xa to xb, okay, the limit of integration is this one, and then it is your fx dx. one more thing I want to mention here, that area under the curve, okay, area under the curve or area enclosed, okay, or area enclosed by the curve, okay, gives the work done. Please note it down, because we are going to discuss this thing with the help of a numerical. Okay, I'll also discuss the numerical on the basis of this thing. So to summarize my lecture, let's start with the first one, that the definition of the variable force. So the force whose magnitude and direction changes, okay, during the displacement of the object on which it is acting, it is known as your variable force. And examples I have given to you, these are the examples, and this is the interpretation of your constant force, and this is the interpretation of your variable force. Then I have discussed with you about the graphical interpretation of work done by the variable force. This is the graphical interpretation. You can take any curve, okay, it's not constant. I have just taken for the purpose of understanding and discussion. You can take any curve like this one, you can take any curve like this one, okay, and then you can divide this curve into smaller parts. You can divide this curve into smaller parts, and then you can do the calculation afterwards, okay. And next thing I told you, that to find out the work done, we need to put the value of the force from where the body has started the motion, or from where the body had displaced. Means the reference point should always be the previous one from where the body has displaced, okay. This is the case. Now delta x1 is the displacement that you have, and that is your x2 minus x1, and hence the total work done, if you want to find out from point number A to B, that is your, you have to just add on, you just have to add all these fx delta x, and then you can find out this one. And then I told you that if you want to have more accurate results, then you have to divide this complete curve into very small interval, and the technical word is your infinitesimally smaller, in such a way that this delta x tends to 0, and when this delta x tends to 0, then we can transform that mathematical summation into the integration, and now our calculation becomes easier. And in the last part of the discussion, I told you that, please note it down, that area under the curve or the area enclosed by the curve gives the work done, okay. Now let's start with some of the numerical applications on which you can apply this concept. So I have one problem, that an object of mass m is equal to 2 kg is subjected by a variable force. Please mind here. So these are the points, see, that we need to mind or we need to catch during the numerical solving, okay, process. In the x direction, see, the information is hidden here. In the x direction, force is variable, two informations hidden here, okay, and mass is being given there. The force varies as per the function fx is equal to 3 plus 2x, okay. The force is variable here, 3 plus 2x. We have to find out the work done by the force in moving the object from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 5, okay. So in this case, we are going to start with the numerical. First of all, let's start with the data given here. Mass is equal to 2 kg. So I am taking m as a variable that represents my mass of the body. That is a universal variable that we always take. So here m is equal to 2 kg, and fx is being given there, okay. Fx is given there 3 plus 2x Newton, okay. So to find out the work done, okay, so to find out the work done, we will just do the integration fx and dx. Now you may have a question, sir, where is the limit? Limit is here, x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 5. So we'll find out here x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 5, okay. So now 0 to 5, fx is equal to 3 plus 2x, okay, into dx. That is equal to, now try to integrate it. So when you will integrate it, you will get 3x plus twice of x square by 2, a limit from 0 to 5. Now see here, these two gets cancelled out, and now we have, this implies is, okay, the work done is equal to 3x plus x square 0 to 5. Now we'll put this limit one by one. Okay, I am trying to divide this complete. 3x from 0 to 5 plus x square, okay, 0 to 5. Okay, now try to solve this thing. So that is equal to 3 into 5 minus 0, okay, 5 minus 0 plus 5 square minus, okay, 5 square minus 0 square. Okay, this is the thing. So this is equal to 5 3s are 15 plus 5 square 25. Okay, that comes out to be 40 joule. Okay, this is the work done, and this is the required answer of the question asked here. So the work done comes out to be 40 joule. Okay, this is very simple numerical, and actually this type of questions actually you can encounter during the examination also. Okay, so it's a very important concept from examination point of view. Now the next numerical, let's discuss numerical number 2, work done by a variable force. Here we have a different scenario. Let me explain how. Here the curve is being given to you. And you have to find out the work done from x is equal to 0 to 5, means from here to here you have to find out the work, and then you have to find out the work from 5 to 10. Okay, 5 to 10 you have to find out, and then you have to find out the work done from 10 to 15, and then the last part of the question is that you have to find out the work done from x equal to 0 to 15 meter. Now see here, you may have a question, sir, here we don't have the function, here we don't have the force function, how to find out? Okay, this may be a question in your mind. Here I would like to mention one thing. Now try to understand why I have told you to note this point. Area under the curve, or the area enclosed by the curve, gives the work done. Okay, so here this concept will be used, although the basic concept is same, force into displacement, but the approach is a bit different. Okay, but the approach is different. See how. Now here we can divide this complete curve into smaller parts. Okay, like this one, and you can take I am taking this thing as a O, this thing as a B, A, this thing as B, this is as C, and this is D, and this is your E. Now see, I have divided complete complete graph into 3 parts. Now what is my job? My job is to find out the area enclosed by this curve individually. So what are the areas we have? First of all, we have a triangle, and more precisely right angle triangle we have, that is equal to OAD. This is one of the calculation part that we have. Then we have a then we have a rectangle. Okay, here again we have a rectangle ABED. Okay, and then we have again a triangle that is equal to EBC. Okay, it is at right angle at B, so I have taken EBC. Okay, now how to find out the area of right angle triangle? Half into base into height. Here the base is your OA, so half into OA into the height is your AD. Okay, here this is the height. Okay, half AD. So this is equal to half into OA is equal to 5, and AD we can take 300. Okay, AD we can take 300. So it, whenever we try to solve it, it comes out to be 150, that is equal to 750 joule. This is the first part. So here we have 750. Okay, for the purpose of clarification, I have written here. Now the rectangle ABD, try to find out the area of this rectangle. Simple. Okay, length into breadth, L into B. So we can take length, we can take this thing as a length AD. So this 300 multiplied by the width is your AB. So now from 5 to 10, try to understand it, 5 to 10. So this distance is, this length is 5 only. Okay, this is 5 only. So 300 into 5, that is equal to 1500 joule. So here we have 1500 joule. Okay, now in this triangle, okay, in triangle EBC, again, now from here to here we have again 5. So again, like we have done for OAD, okay, simply we are going to do in this EBC also. Now half into what is base into height. So half into what is the base? Base is your again 5. So let me write down 5 into height. This is the EB. EB is again 300. So we are taking 300. So now again when you calculate it, it is your 150. That is equal to again 750 joule. Okay, 750 joule. So now we have 3 data and question has been solved. So for this one we have 750 joule, and for this one we have 1500 joule, and for this one we have 750 joule. So first part is over. Now the last part, we have to find out the total work done from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 15. That's very simple. As I told you that now simply just add all these algebraically. Okay, so the total work done, okay, so the total work done, that is equal to 750 plus 1500 plus again 750. So when you add all these things, it comes out to be 3000 joule, and this is the required answer of the second part. Okay, and I think this is now pretty much clear to all of you that how to solve the problems of your work done by variable force, and what is a variable force, what is the graphical interpretation of variable force, means actually how the graph, when you plot the graph of variable force, then how it will look like, and how we can transform that graph into the mathematical interpretation. And then I have taken 2 examples to make you people to understand how to calculate the work done by the variable force. I have taken 2 numericals and both are of different cases. As you can see, in this case we were given with the function. Okay, in this case we were given with the function of the force, but in this case we didn't have the force function. So here we have used the concept of finding out the area. Okay, so I think now this concept is pretty much clear to you, and you will be able to solve the questions depending upon the concept as discussed by me. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video.